Hello, YouTube. Let's take a question. I watch a lot of videos on guys shooting really fast with red dots. I think sometimes there's no way they can find the dot that fast. I'm pretty good at point shooting, and sometimes I think that's what these guys are doing rather than finding the dot. Okay. Um, First, I'm going to say, look, I agree with the guy asking the question in a weird way. So if the concept in your head is I'm going to mount the pistol, you know, look at my spot, mount the gun, find the dot. Okay, boom. All right, gun goes off. Find the dot. Boom. All right, over there. Okay, find the dot. Boom. If that's the process you have in your head, that's how this thing is supposed to work, Nick, then I agree with you. Like when you watch a guy like mount the gun, it's like boom, 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 like shooting like that. Yeah, there's no way that dude is executing on what your concept is. Uh, and it looks like point shooting being like unsighted fire or like body index, just like index the gun on the spot and shoot. I mean, I agree with the guy. Like they're not doing that. Now, what I would say is that concept where it's like get the gun pointed at a target, find the dot, okay, put the dot where I want it, start shooting. That's not what you're meant to do with a red dot. You're not meant to do that. Um, there's one skill that's key to not doing that, and that's called an index, where I'm going to grip the gun a consistent way. Every time I hold the gun, it's the same way. You know, my head position is going to be relatively consistent. So when I mount the gun, there is like finding the dot is not a thing. Like you don't want to do that because that's just going to have you focus on the red dot itself. Like that concept, that way of articulating is telling me like, hey, what this guy's doing is not the right thing. Okay? You don't want to be finding the dot like that. Again, the core skill is index. Grip the gun consistently, all right? Mount the gun up on the target that I look at, and I will become aware of the red dot. Without focusing on it, I'll become aware of it. And I'm like, oh, then I'll see that red superimposed over my target area. And then the other concept here that kind of ties right in there is confirmation or different aiming schemes. All right, so uh, usually when somebody says, "Oh, I got to find the dot and then shoot," what that means is before they're going to pull the trigger, the red dot has to look like a dot. All right, and that again is going to take more time. When the targets are closer, like 10 yards and in, with a pistol like this, I'm not even going to look to see the dot shaped like a red dot. Instead, it's going to be a slash or a streak, and I just react to the color of it. Okay. I mean, this is one of those like foundational skills that we work on a lot in classes, but it's like you see a question like this, like I get where the guy's coming from. He's just like watching guys do that. He's like, there's no way. There's no way they're finding the dot every shot. And it's like, I agree with you. That's not what they're doing though. They've got a well-developed index, and they're doing a different concept of aiming, where again they're not gonna that look when they mount the gun on the target, they're not gonna let everything stabilize to the point where the dot becomes the stopped, stable red dot. You don't need to do that unless it's necessary, unless the target demands it. And it pistol ranges that up close, fast, nasty type of shooting, that's not necessary. All right, guys, hope this answers the question. If you have any more, put them down below.